start recording YouTube. It's your boy, Nightalize. Welcome to the new YouTube video. Okay, Xavier Shooting Stars myth, chat. YouTube, hello, we're here. First Xavier myth. I'm watching this because I read the ANECDOTE 3 when shooting stars fall, I think it was yesterday. That was awesome. That was great. Can't wait to read more anecdotes. We're now watching the myth because apparently it helps with some context for Prologue to Tomorrow. Apparently all of the myths and anecdotes helped with Prologue to Tomorrow, but that's okay. We'll go back and do those later. We're going to get to Death and Rebirth because I'm excited for it, and we have lots of other stuff to do even prior to that. We have Silas and Zane anecdotes as well, but either way, here we go. First, Xavier myth and Shooting Stars. I have one of the cards. So unfortunately, I can't do both. I can't do the story on my phone, so we are here on Lavender's YouTube channel. Shout out Lavender. Okay. Lots of pausing, unfortunately, because it's going to be on auto. But I'll try my best to stay caught up. All right? I'll try my best to be caught up. Here we go. Our old tale is found in the annals of Felis' history. Wandering bards sing of it throughout the land. For hundreds of years, Felis' throne sat empty. Now the crownless queen of legends, foretold, regains her scepter. Felis is to be ushered in a new spring. In darkness does one claim a glimmer. The new queen shall bring the dying Felis a chance to regain its former light and glory. I sit in my cold throne. At the bottom of the steps is my grandest knight, Xavier. A queen's coronation ceremony should be a day of bliss, yet he chose today to bid me farewell. Are you not afraid that Dude, it's already so fast. Are you not afraid the backtrackers suspect you betrayed them for a private audience? Okay, so this is another timeline, right? But this is like the beginning of his story, Xavier, like, right? Like, this is like the beginning. So Anecdote 3 was like the future. It was the future of where we are in the game, but that was like Xavier, that was current, because stuff had like Xavier like went through life, that stuff happened, and then he went back in time, which is where he is now, kind of in the main story technically, or like, right? So same life. Pat is the myth. Anecdote 3 is his beginning, and this is years after Anecdote 3. Okay, thank you. He has one life. Okay, but like his time. Okay.
They are aware. As a knight, it is my duty to attend to your majesty.
I guess they'll explain it here. Are you truly leaving?
The spaceship is ready.
Your trip is one of danger and uncertainty.
Our safety is assured so long as your majesty doesn't call our steel into battle.
Your majesty, he addressed me with a cool indifference. Actually, Xavier hasn't addressed me with my name. Off topic, yes, yeah, it was. Xavier hasn't addressed me with my name for years. And now seeing him stand, I realize it's been some time since I've gotten a good look at him. You've already made up your mind. In that case, I rise from my throne and walk down the steps. I will tell the citizens. I stand before Xavier. The grandest knight perished in battle. I shall give him the highest honor. He smiles at me.
Your majesty has my gratitude.
The wind sweeps into the room, the tassel with a star-shaped charm swaying on his sword. Nightfall obscures the tassel, but I've seen it in my mind's eye many a time. You still have that. Xavier's thumb brushes against the hilt of his sword.
Yes, I do.
I remember the first time I asked him about it long, long ago. We are but students at Astria Knight Academy. Ah, here at Dahoa! The tassel. Winter's snow melted and wavy leaf sea lavender sprouted around a statue. The holy sword. I can't read that fast. The holy sword of the goddess. After hearing the Star Hunters return from their space expedition, I rushed out of my dorm and sprinted down Astro Science Avenue to the monument. Students huddled in small groups listened to Vice Captain Jeremiah brag about his adventures. Jeremiah, where's Xavier?
Looking for our princely prefect, are you?
He checked his surroundings and scratched his head.
He was here earlier.
I turned to look at the looming clock tower. I know where he is. Must be at his secret... Oh, dude, Jesus Christ, bro. Must be at his secret hiding spot again. I run to the clock tower, ignoring the shouts behind me.
Don't bother him. He's injured. Near death's door, I'd say.
Okay. At the very pinnacle of the clock tower, Xavier sits on an edge. Why didn't you tell me of your return, planning to sulk in the shadows of the clock tower?
Even when I hadn't said a single word.
Let me turn the volume up a bit. He didn't turn to face me. Dude, I'm speed reading. And his voice was surprisingly calm. I sat down next to him. I watched as he attached a tassel with a star-shaped charm to the hilt of his sword. He must have been staring at it again.
Did someone tease you?
Dude, kind of a fire fit, though. I looked away. Kind of interesting with how the armor is situated, for sure. I don't love it. It's really cool looking, but it is kind of bizarre how it is here and here and here. I know it's a mobility thing, but it is cool looking. I dig it. I'm a fan. Jeremiah said you were on death's door. I was somewhat concerned. But here you are, hale and whole.
I can be on death's door and you would only be somewhat worried. I see.
The bracers, yeah, the bracers are cool. It'd be a cool cosplay to do. It is very FF.
Well, I was worried you desired revenge. Only an arm and a leg would suffice.
Okay. If you're genuinely worried, then don't keep us in the dark. And you owe me. A month ago, we had a break from our studies in the winter. The Wanderer attacks became more frequent on Philos. All students would report to the whereabouts of the academy. Xavier was the only one who did no such thing. A day after our winter vacation started, he quietly boarded the spaceship for the Star Hunter expedition and disappeared into the Starry Sea. God, man, I'm taking breaths like crazy. I'm sucking this air good, you know? Like Zane last night in that, like Zane last night in Silent Poem. He was taking big breaths after MC sat on his face. That was crazy, bro. That was crazy. He said, sit on me. Jesus, God. Now that's, I respect it. Like, he might have moved up a rank or two after saying that, Like, that's, hey, he knows what he wants. And, like, I get it. Like, I get it. Like, I understand. Moving on. Shh was always said to me when I happened to meet him by chance prior to his departure. The Academy and your family were relentless when they lost contact with you. I covered for you and worried about your safety. Sleep has evaded me ever since. The more I remember, the greater my anger, but Xavier continued to laugh.
You were quick to deflect any suspicions heading my way. Your next drink is my treat.
Awesome. Is that it?
Would a piece of brown sugar cake satisfy you?
Oh, God, yeah, bro. What is that? Did you know breeze passed us by and his laugh only made me more upset? I said, decided not to forgive him just yet. 2 pieces.
Right.
And you have to eat them with me.
I'll spend a whole week having my meals with you.
Adorable. Closing his eyes, Xavier laid down on the platform. So, okay. After ANECDOTE 3 with the girl, we don't know her name, right? Did she say her name? I don't think she did. I think I would remember if she said. So after this happens, this is after, right? A couple years after. So, like, this MC, right, who we're playing as, who the character is, we're just, like, we're a part of the Knights Academy? We're just another student? Because didn't he, like, clarify us as, like, Majesty in the beginning? Hold up. Our old tales found the annals, wandering barges sitting through the 400-year photos thrown set empty. Now the crownless queen of legends foretold regains her scepter. Oh, the crownless queen. Philos is to be ushered in new spring, and darkness is one claim ago. The new queen shall bring the dying Philos a chance to regain. Okay, so we're the queen? Or is that...
Spend a whole week having my meals with you.
Was she game queen? Wait, we're already getting a cutscene, dude? What the fuck? Yeah, there's the tassel. Wait! We're chilling on the
quite
roof!
It is quite to stare at me without saying a word.
Oh my god, look at him. He's
Breeze
all...
is delightful. Won't
Bro,
you join me?
It's a... What? We're 4 minutes in.
The Lightseekers will start their recruitment next month. Shouldn't you be training? They seek only one new face.
The tassel's a bit different, right? Always avoid talking about your family. Is there a reason? They say you have someone on your mind if you stare at the object.
As I've told you before, it's not what you think.
He's yet to tell me the story. Yeah, there it is. It's a living fossil you beloved.
Is that so?
You're beloved.
And may I ask what kind of tassel is popular nowadays with the townsfolk?
Nipple tassels? Put those bad boys on, Xavier. Do a little helicopter movement. Simple, neat, just like the one on your uniform.
I never noticed. To be honest, your description matches this tassel.
Okay. They're different. Are your eyes not working? I'd rather the nip tassels. Silas would go crazy with those. That's some Catch-22 stuff right there.
And what were you about to say?
So this is the reincarnated MC who gave him the tassel. Oh, you've returned. You're on your way when your family comes knocking. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess that's every MC.
My treat.
Like it's
May I
okay.
ask another favor?
Cool. That makes more sense. Okay. Thank you.
I'll tell you later.
So we just keep dying,
Go to
bro.
class.
That's crazy.
We'll meet at noon tomorrow.
Wait, I'm not gonna keep pausing. I'm sorry, and we're in the middle of a Kindled, but does Death and Rebirth, like the Silas thing we watched the other day, it showed MC in like a little ball. Does Death and Rebirth go into like MC lore and how she keeps reincarnating? Because we don't know much about that, the whole process of her just dying, right? Like, is it just like main character, she dies, comes back to life, but like the process about it, there's more that goes into it, right? Than her just dying and coming back alive and be like, oh, look, it's just like reincarnation, right? Like there's clearly like something that affects it with the protocors and Deepspace and all this bullshit, right? MC's always herself, but she dies and is born again. Just she's jealous. Okay, gotcha. Awesome. Okay, cool. Makes sense. I was gonna say, I'm sure this game covers all bases when it comes to story and lore. So I'm just like, they're not surely just gonna have the reincarnation thing without like there actually being an explanation beside just coming back. Definitely. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Then I'll stop with the questions, not to spoil anything else. But awesome.
By the whole. Tell you
they won't hand it. Well, yeah, I know, but they need to like still explain to the player what happens, the process. I'm not gonna say they're gonna tell you outright, but like it would be a shitty story thing just to be like, yeah, you're the main character and you just keep dying and coming back because it's a game, right? Like obviously they're gonna explain like how that occurs. Because if they wouldn't, that would be stupid, right? Like, why would that that would make any sense?
Next few drinks are my treat.
All right, let's either way.
Since your next few drinks are my treat, may I ask?
Especially this game has so much lore and shit, so obviously they're gonna like explain everything.
I'll tell you later. Go to class. We'll meet at noon tomorrow by the holy sword of the goddess.
Cool. Are you asking to spar once more? Okay, cut off. That was cool. That's cute. Astria Knight Academy is the oldest, most prestigious institution in Philos. Many of the planet's swords masters and grandest knights studied and graduated from the academy. It was established to train knights for the Order of Lightseekers who answer only to the royal family. The academy's 3 student houses specialize in various branches of swordsmanship. The Star Hunters specialize in the strength style, Moon Chasers, Supporto with an O at the end. Supporto style, and the Rainbow Runners in the defensive style. However, everyone regards one another with respect and is willing to work together. Yet this year's students thought the Moon Chaser prefect, had an arch nemesis. So tank, support, and DPS. Makes sense. Makes sense. God, my allergies are so bad right now. The next day, noon by the holy sword of the goddess.
Everyone. The Moon Chaser and Star Hunter prefects are fighting again.
Why does a Moon Chaser always pester His Highness Prince Xavier?
Our prefect is a student of the grandest knight. When swordsmanship's involved, it's hard to say who wins. It's been quiet. Why are they fighting now?
The preliminary rounds to join the Lightseekers are about to start. Maybe they're settling who takes the spot?
This is cool. This gives
Don't
like
they have the
FF8
same teacher?
vibes.
They should make better use of their time. They probably despise each other.
Just because the academy. That's literally it. Just because that's a school.
They must truly hate each other then.
I stood amidst the ocean of people holding the sword at my waist. The aesthetic isn't FF8, but standing across from you is Xavier,
My weak point will
unperturbed.
be revealed by your 30th move. Strike me down before my comet trail determines the outcome of our battle.
Oh, you request a public beating when there's not an excuse to go home. Everyone and their mother believe we hate each
We
other.
both attend the
What the
academy,
fuck?
and the
What
Grandest
the
Knight is our
hell?
teacher. You are the only one who has a chance of winning
What?
against me. Losing to a stranger would be unheard of.
God, I can barely breathe.
This shall be our last
Jesus. Okay. He said the same words upon refusing to take the final exam for culinary arts. The professor spent the entire afternoon scolding me for bullying my
I'm sorry.
classmates. Do you refuse to meet His Majesty? That's why you snuck out with the
I
expedition
wish he
team.
never was my father.
Xavier lowered his head and caressed the sword, held his fingers touching the tassel. The star-shaped charm shone bright, almost blinding me. All right. However, this is the last time. I also have a request.
Go on.
Okay. I stared at the tassel for some time, then shifted my gaze elsewhere. With a flick of my wrist, I unsheathed my sword. I'll tell you when you lose. Let's get started.
So, what is to be your 30th move?
Don't go easy on me. I'll defeat you in less than 30. Xavier's Cloud Stripe. A little bit, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I feel like this would be Cloud, like... Xavier's like Cloud post-rejoining himself. Post-reunion. Because Cloud is so, like, fucked up. Before the reunion, it's like, you know, he's, like, totally just messed up. So, Xavier gives a little bit, like, more competent Cloud. Because Cloud's competent, but, like, he's not confident. Xavier's confident. But, yeah, maybe that's how he'll act. Maybe it'll be similar in Part 3. Who knows? But, yeah, for sure. Definitely the most, like, FF-coded character. Which is surprising why he's not my favorite, you know? Later, when the royal messenger arrived at the academy with the guards, pushing away the crowd they saw, His Highness Prince Xavier had challenged his classmate to another duel. They moved quick as lightning, sparks flying
Another
off their
flash of
swords.
steel. For what?
While the royal messenger knew the little swords, he noted the girl's strikes were fast and aggressive. His Highness was at a disadvantage.
Strange. His Highness was never a poor fighter.
Meanwhile, the crowd was swept up by in the spectacle. How ruthless. They certainly are rivals. Upon a closer look, the royal messenger discovered something peculiar. The girl's offensive was no decisive blow. His Highness simply stayed calm. He was quick on his feet.
19. 20. 20 and a half. I parried it, so only half counts.
All right,
Verily,
almost there.
less than 10 moves remain. Should I not go easy on you now?
I'm gonna end up
What
getting
is
back into FF because of you.
Time
Sounds
to put an
awesome.
end to this.
The royal decree he brought today was related to the future of
Separate
Philos. The royal messenger gestured to the guards behind them. They immediately interrupted the duel. About to unleash a technique, the girl forced herself to stumble so she wouldn't hit the guards. Panic finally appeared on the prince's face. He rushed forward, putting himself in the path of the girl's sword.
Protect His Highness.
The guards did as they were told. The academy's central plaza was plunged into chaos, onlookers screaming. I leaned against the holy sword of the goddess, rubbed my sprained ankle. Xavier was taken away by the royal messenger. Our duel ended with no clear winner, and the crowd quickly left.
He went too far this time. It's unbelievable Prince Xavier would have the gall. Even if the position of Lightseeker is at stake, His Highness can't just ask servants to interrupt.
It's not like that at all.
Still defending him? Don't forget.
Jeremiah's... he's eating it up right now. Jeremiah paused and suddenly put an
I'm only
arm around
saying
my
this because
shoulder.
we're friends. Rumors speak of ambassadors talking of an arranged marriage. Attending the academy doesn't change how Xavier is of royal blood. The guards must be having a word or two with him about it. If you're desperate to ask him, you'll require more than luck. Do you need my help?
Interesting.
What are you two talking about?
Xavier, I immediately stood up. You had a rather short chat with the royal messenger. Xavier remained quiet. His gaze moved from my face to arm. Wait, what the fuck? His gaze moved from my face to the arm around my shoulder. Dude, some of the like lines in this game, maybe I'm stupid, but sometimes I get so jumbled with what is being read out, man. Maybe it's because like I'm on auto, so I'm like a race against time. But sometimes I'm like, blah, 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 blah. His gaze moved from the blah, blah. It's like, oh my god. His gaze moved from my face to the arm around my shoulder, to Jeremiah's pensive expression. Okay. I could sense the hostility.
Don't glare at me. Your Highness left her injured. Someone had to step up.
Atypical structure?
She was
Yeah,
drowning in a
it's
pool of tears
interesting.
because of your Highness's lack of mercy.
Jeremiah is exaggerating.
It's a shame your kindness was wasted.
Xavier responded in a monotone voice as he pushed Jeremiah's arm off my
I
shoulder.
should provide succor for my junior.
I was only acting out of the kindness of my heart.
The plaza was enormous, yet Xavier insisted on passing through between Jeremiah and me and dragged me away.
Aid your junior instead of mine in her moments of distress if your heart is so full of compassion then.
He's jealous of Jeremiah's arm. Yeah. Okay. Next. Maybe the translation? Maybe, but I'm sure they have good translators. Or I hope so. I've been learning swordsmanship from my teacher for as long as I could remember. Okay, next, I assume. My teacher was one of the greatest swordsmasters of Philos. He was also the Grand Knight of the Lightseeker Legion and one of the king's most trusted men. Okay, I'd known for a little time that I had a classmate named Xavier who was a prince of Philos and whose swordsmanship was top-notch, but I didn't see him for many years. My teacher said it would have been my duty to protect him in the future because he would be the future king of Philos. Okay. Yeah, my destiny was to become his bravest, staunchest, and trustiest Grand Knight. Later that day, Xavier gave me a piggyback ride to my teacher's house. Xavier, my legs can walk just fine.
Were you actually crying back there?
Jeremiah was saying nonsense. Do you actually believe him?
Let me check.
He put me down and leaned in close.
Your eyes are red. If you weren't crying, then you've got to be sick.
Perfectly fine. His body blocked out much of the light, cupping my cheek. He rested his thumb on the lower eyelid and stared at me. In which case, to my surprise, he blew air into my face.
I
You,
spotted a
Xavier!
silhouette of a hooligan in your eyes. Now all is well.
Okay. Hooligan? Do you mean Jeremiah?
To approach you for no reason, let alone touch you. How is he not one?
Oh, bro's pissed, bro. He ain't fucking happy, man. He ain't happy. I tried to grab Xavier. He didn't move and instead dragged me down with him to the carpet. Oh. He's... He wants some of the carpet? Jesus, Xavier. We're in the academy. God. Why didn't you dodge?
You'll be walking with a limp if you twist your ankle again.
Xavier lowered jealousy, yeah. Had I twisted your ankle, our teacher would never forgive us. He'd speak up.
The grandest knight is to be the king's steady blade. Where his majesty points, your sword must follow. In every waking moment, every dream can I recite those words.
Bro sounds mad, like, royal right now.
He is with the other knights.
Which makes sense.
He will be away
but...
for some time.
Oh! Oh, he's sick looking.
You're
Wait.
back already.
Congratulations on your flawless victory.
Who taught you two to formally greet your teacher while on the floor?
Wait, the teacher's kind of...
Stand up.
Wait, chat. The beard goes crazy. Because of our teacher's success, the dinner was exceptionally lavish. After being on the battlefield for years, our teacher exuded an aura of intimidation even when he removed his armor and sat
Has
at the
the
table.
Lightseeker's expedition been fruitful?
We were told in secret of a royal family member's disappearance. It's possible they
Teacher
are
walks
lost
in
in
and
the
Xavier's
stars.
here couldn't like,
We have
yeah.
our orders to find them. Were it not for this, our
That's crazy.
expedition would have been much better.
In the act, bro.
Your Highness has traversed the starry sea in winter. Any insights?
They're having a duel, per se. I couldn't help but clench my fork. From what I knew, the less our teacher spoke, the more grave the situation. Tonight's meal was destined to be unappetizing.
I should not have.
Across the table, Xavier was solemn, shoving a piece of roasted chicken into his mouth and chewing.
Philos is vast, and the Academy's expedition scarce. I must accompany the Lightseekers next time.
Whether I take you with me is up for debate.
Okay. Knowing Xavier always avoided
What
responsibility, he
happened to
turned
your
to me.
foot?
Me? I was training.
Having worked so hard.
God, my
who
nose
won
is so
today's duel?
clogged right now. Holy. We didn't fight.
I requested she.
Xavier and I unwittingly interrupted each other. We realized we had been caught.
Well, this is the first time I've seen the king use a grandest knight to skip class. Since you enjoy the clashing of steel, a tie is not sufficient. Outside, the both of you, Another 1,000 strikes.
Okay.
Don't come back until a winner has been decided.
Xavier and I looked at each other, reluctantly set down our cutlery and stood up from the table. Before we could move, however, there was a sigh.
Eat your fill before you depart.
Okay. Holy sword of the goddess stood tall in the night. Two swords sang their colliding sparks like a brilliant starlight. He stepped back, steadying himself. Prince Xavier has tasted defeat again.
In spectacular fashion,
Oh, we'll taste something else later, man.
you have tasted victory again.
Me too! I caught my breath, rubbed my tired arms, and raised my sword. Once more.
Are you determined to do 1,000 strikes? You fulfill every request our teacher makes.
I also fulfill the requests of your highness. How would I have sprained my ankle otherwise?
Well, as your prince, I'm commanding you to sit
Chat,
down
this is
and
okay.
rest.
This is an intrusive thought. So look at me in the eyes. Actually, don't look at me in the eyes as I say this, but just, is there a secret times? Because, you know, that's like the freakiest stuff the game has. There, like, I was just, I don't know why I was thinking of this, but when you brought up the teacher walking in W3, I was like, is there a secret times where like the MC and the LI are like in a public space, like hiding somewhere, and they're getting freaky? Nah, there's not be. Surely there isn't. Like, surely it's all like them like in their own home, right? There's no like, it's not like they're in like a bathroom in the fucking like local mall or something, right? Like that would be crazy. I just like when the teacher walked in, I was like, wait, hold up. I was like, there's surely not. That would be like public indecency, first of all. But second of all, like, no reason was happening until recently. Second times, gotcha. The bathroom one, I'm not saying that's like, there's actually one in the bathhouse. Oh, there's definitely one in the bathhouse? Okay, well, I guess that makes sense, yeah. Like a public, yeah. Interesting. It's like a random. There's a fan there that Zane's like that at parks. At parks? Zane, you can't be doing that at parks, bro. I'm not saying freaky like PDA where you're like making out. Like that's still crazy to be doing at the park. But I'm saying like they're getting down and dirty. You know, it's like okay. I'm gonna stop talking. Actually, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna be quiet because it's just a weird conversation. People say Zane is genuinely an exhibitionist. You know what? He gives that vibe. Or, like, I wouldn't be surprised. He's a freak, bro. No, I'm intrigued. Okay. Well, I'm just thinking, like, like, that would be the ultimate. That would be the ultimate card, if you think about it. Is, like, MC and LI say they're, like, at a friend's house. And they're, like, maybe not friend's house, but, like, they're both of them are like under a blanket at a friend's house, and it's, you know, something's going on, and they're trying to like that. You couldn't secret times that because that's like more of like a visual thing. You couldn't really just do audio only. But like I was like, is there some weirdo shit like that? Like that's crazy, right? Like surely they'll do that eventually. Maybe not like a friend's house specifically, but I'm just saying like in where other people are present and they're like being sneaky about it. That's like an untapped market, I feel. You know? Like that's an untapped market for sure. Like they cover all the grounds in this game. They have the sweet stuff. They got, you know, the spicy stuff, whatever. They got like the secret times, ASMR, they got the secret times, sweet stuff. They got like, you know, they're in the bath, they're in bed, they're, you know, the whole, but like they're that's, I feel like that's untapped. Cuz I that's, you know, it's crazy. So many of the crazy secret times are Infinity Lock, so already exists. I don't know. Yeah, they need to do that. OMG. But I'm just saying. I know that's a thing that people enjoy. So I was wondering. Now it makes it sound like that's what I enjoy. I don't want that personally. Okay, that's not like that's not like me being like, oh, okay. I just thought about it. Okay, like that sounded bad. That sounded crazy. There's the grape one. Oh, yeah, there's the grape one where the grape goes down his chest. Someone's in the other room. Oh, I didn't know that. Sure. Okay. Well, I'm not even going to defend myself because I know who I am as a person and I stand for my morals. Okay. And that's not true. Kale would do something crazy like that within the house. I was saying the secret times with him in his office. Like something like that where they're at work. Like Zane's at work in the hospital, in the office, and they're, doing their checkup. The checkup. They got the scrubs on. They're doing more than scrubbing for sure, man. But yeah, I don't know. I was like, that's... Dude, they have infinite material for this game. This game could go on for 6, 7, 8 plus years, and they just have so much. But we continue on. With his chin, okay, let's see. What did I miss? What did I forget? I also fulfilled the request of your highness. How would I have... Okay,
well,
we're out
as your
here
prince,
fighting.
I'm commanding you to sit down and rest.
With his chin, he gestured to my hand, still holding the sword.
Tend to your bloody hands.
Okay. Infinite scenarios. Let me add. Dude, get me in the creative director position at Untold. I got so many ideas, bro. Like, actually. I'm cooking. I'm actually cooking. When do they do interns? Newly graduate game design student. I'm ready. I'll fly out to China if I have to. Get me in there. I know Japanese, not Chinese, but I can learn. There's sort of similarities. I know kanji. What's the word? I don't even know. I just ruined it. Ruined my sentence. I can adapt. There we go. Taking my hand, he poured medicine over my bloodied palm. Okay, so we're sitting under the statue.
And yet, with remarkable determination, you didn't appear to be in pain.
It's great to be punished by our teacher and then reprimanded by the prince. Xavier carefully bandaged my wounded palm. I gazed at the tall statue behind me. I understand our teacher's reasoning. This monument was forged from the swords belonging to the previous knights. I was to be reminded that wherever His Majesty points, a knight's sword must follow.
You are no knight.
It's only a matter of time before I am. Hugging my knees, I enjoy the sight of Xavier being focused on tending to my wounds. Why did His Majesty send the royal messenger here?
Return, like always. The royal messenger said the preparations for the Titleist ceremony are underway.
And that's when they go on the ship. Titleist ceremony so suddenly. As the only Prince of Philos, Xavier had to participate in the royal family's numerous ceremonies. Not a single one could be skipped when he was to wear the crown. The statue was covered in ivy, firefly flames out underneath. Specks of light illuminated his face.
He might not make it this time.
Interesting. He, as in Xavier's father, the king of Philos. His relationship with His Majesty was a subject of taboo. Will you go immediately? He shook his head.
I refuse to forget that incident.
Okay. In the forest. Xavier never told me what happened. I can only surmise a vague idea based on the bits and pieces from our conversations. If I'm correct, the incident occurred around the Gladius ceremony. It was a tradition passed down from generation to generation. Only those who wielded the light blade could prove themselves worthy to ascend the throne. The trial was known as the Gladius ceremony. To the south was Starfall Forest, and the Wanderer made its nest there. Xavier was to enter the forest and kill the... Okay. The basic, like, you better go slay the beast, and you come back a winner, and then you're crowned. Simple happens. We get... Yeah, makes sense. We've heard that. I was present on the day everyone went to see the prince off. Starfall Forest was a desolate place with an unstable protofield. At night, the heavy fog enshrouded the trees. Their leaves rustled in the wind to the shrieks of mysterious birds. When Xavier entered Starfall Forest, all became quiet. The forest was a wanderer quietly observing its prey. Everyone waited at the outskirts, wondering if the prince would return. Day after day, the forest remained silent. Then they thought the wanderer devoured the prince and left one after another. I was the only one still waiting for him. Xavier would always leave me like this. At times he'd join the expedition team. Other times he was returning to the palace with the royal messenger. I'd always ask when he could return. He always returned within the time frame given to me. Dude, just like... Oh my god! I wonder why. He's so punctual, chat. He's so punctual. Because if he wasn't punctual, he would have missed her dying. Originally. Before the prince entered the forest, everyone was praying for his safety. At that time, Xavier whispered into my ear, 7 days. Okay, Sephiroth. After 7 days passed, it was a moonless night. It was the only one still waiting for him. Before dawn broke, a faint light appeared in the forest. It got brighter, then turned into a white figure. Xavier emerged. The light blade dissipated into countless specks of light. He approached me, the Wanderer's protocore in his hand. There was no joy or relief to be seen. Keeping his head lowered, Xavier silently hugged me. What he encountered or saw in those 7 days in Shroud. Isn't that the same thing that happens? He goes gets the cure, but when he comes back with the cure, he looks all messed up. Isn't it the same thing? He doesn't look happy when he arrives back. Killing a wanderer should be celebrated, but Xavier had changed ever since. As if a part of him was left behind in Starfall Forest. And he was injured? Yeah. Amidst glowing fireflies with a statue, Xavier lowered his eyes.
I can't become the man he wants. I will never sit on the throne he leaves behind either.
Xavier and I were walking different paths. It'd be foolish to me to say I understood him. I could only hold his hand. If you're the next king, I promise to stay by your side.
The thought is pleasant to hear.
But what if I'm on the throne, Xavier? Will you sit on it? Or vice versa?
Are you resolved? Is it your wish to be the king's sword?
Okay.
And if I don't wear the crown?
What? This reminds me more of Final Fantasy 15 than Final Fantasy 7. Actually, now that I think about it. Continuing. Xavier and His Majesty may have fought, but I never thought about the possibility of someone else becoming king. Then I'll be someone else's knight. I'll have to swear on oath to fealty, become the grandest knight, follow him to the ends of the world, look only at him wielding a sword in his name, and he won't be Xavier. I never imagined such a thing could even occur.
I don't want you to become another's knight. I also won't let you be at another's side.
Now, he would sit on MC's face.
I can choose not to become king. You can choose
Does he
not
want
to
his
join the
booty hole
Lightseekers
licked
who
like
answer
that?
only to the royal family.
His notions were beyond me, yet he stated it in a rather
Philos
aloof
is
manner.
boundless. We are able to do all sorts of things. Why do you need to follow someone else's orders? To become a grandest knight?
Okay. Our teacher said this is how I should live. What else is there for me?
I'll take you to Uluru.
Ooh. Alulu.
On
That
my
slides
last
off the tongue
expedition,
nicely.
I found a newborn planet. I named it.
Oh,
no
shit.
wanderers or people were observed.
Ululu.
Only flowers. In a mere glance, a person can see every planet in the universe.
Okay.
Blue ones, red ones,
Pink ones. Didn't they say Felix is slowly dying? How can there be new planets? Xavier lowered his head. The firefly landed
With
on the wavy
Spring's
leaf.
arrival.
Dude, I can't read that fucking fast, dog. I'm gonna keep it a fucking stack. The fireflies landed on the wavy leaf sea lavender petals. Jesus.
With spring's arrival, hope is soon to follow.
Okay. Alright, Star Wars. Spring? What is spring like on the other
I
planets?
recorded that planet's coordinates.
Spring
Once
and
I've settled
flowers?
my personal affairs. And if you ever surrender your wish to be a grandest knight, let's elope.
Oh,
We'll
elope.
spend the rest of our days in Uluru.
Oh, shit. Okay. Elope. I fell asleep while leaning against Xavier. When I woke up in my bedroom the next day, it was almost noon. I checked to see if Xavier was awake. As I neared his room, the door was open. Fully dressed, he was already standing in front of the mirror. All right, so I guess that was the next little piece. Okay, interesting. I'm liking it so far. This is cool. This feels the most like traditional story type thing. Like it feels the most basic. Starts out, it's a knight and his girl. Well, that's not a bad thing, but I'm saying it feels the most structured. I don't know. Maybe not the most structured because all the myths are structured, but it's a more something that I've experienced maybe in another piece of media or game. But I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it's good. I approached him. His garb was for meeting with the Majesty. Are you planning to return to the palace?
I cannot run away forever. I shall
Traditional fantasy,
personally
yeah,
visit
yeah.
him this time.
Yes. Thank you. Also, it's a fire fit, bro. What? Wait, holy shit, he cooked. Or someone cooked, whoever designed it. What the fuck? Xavier, why are you? Damn, it's fire. All white though? Crazy. You're gonna have mad stains on
I
it.
cannot run away forever. I shall personally visit him this time.
Okay. You shouldn't go if you're unwilling. Xavier stayed quiet. He picked up a sword by the mirror. My heart sank as I noticed the tassel. Who knows when we'll see each other again? I mentioned having a request before our duel. May I ask a question?
You can ask 10 if it pleases you.
I tried to cheer myself up, and... Who gave you that tassel with the star-shaped charm? Your lover? Does he never say it? That's so fucked up.
At long last, the time has come. Yes, it's from the person I like.
Oh, he says it in like a present tense kind of situation.
Yes.
You cheeky fuck. Are you very fond of her?
Unlike any other. Her brilliance holds a special place in my heart.
It's in his anecdote. Yeah, we read it yesterday. I clenched that home in my coat. The regret of having asked such a question was tangible. You fancy
She deserted
her.
me years ago. I've sought after her ever since.
She deserted? She died, motherfucker. Deserted? Sorry. I'll just fix my space cancer. Sorry, I couldn't get space chemotherapy. What the... Sorry, Xavier, that the space chemo didn't work, bro. Jesus Christ. Obviously, he's not going to say that she died because it, you know, that's crazy, and he's playing on with MC right now. But that's just funny. Like, I get why he said it. But, yeah, she died, you know. The space cancer took her out. That's so sad. That's horrible. Was that the reason you accompanied the expedition team? To seek her out?
No. Not at all.
Makes sense. Do you keep the tassel to remember her?
I've never forgotten her. She was the one who forgot me.
Ooh. Oh! How could she? Despite this being a sad matter, Xavier wasn't in the least bit upset for some reason.
We've crossed
Dude, this shit's hitting
paths.
like crack. I'm getting crossfaded right now on the Xavier myth anecdote. Oh my god. This is the Love and Deep Space lore crossfade is crazy. It's hitting like
But she
crack,
has no
bro.
memory of me. She can't even recall the time she gifted me this tassel. There's a certain expression she uses whenever we meet. It is one of blissful ignorance and wonder.
How dare she? Seeing Xavier like this, I pitied him. I can no longer regret asking. I can only feel indignation for what he suffered through. Xavier, I need to tell you something.
What is it?
I gritted my teeth, deciding to be honest with him. You should give up on her. Shit.
Why?
She doesn't even remember you. Leave her and find your own happiness. Many girls admire you at the academy. The Moon Chasers have Lilia, Joanna, Simone. We also have Sarah from the Star Hunters. They're all lovely ladies.
I see. Do you want me to pursue someone else? Chasing another skirt?
Xavier took a step toward me.
Is there anyone else you'd recommend?
The staff at the dining hall, the young miss at the bakery. Xavier took
Is
another
that it?
step. Are they not enough? I had no choice but to sit on the bed. Xavier leaned down, his hand resting near me.
They are wonderful, but I don't like them.
Like, she wants him? Well, yeah, but that's a normal thing to say. She's being, like... What she's saying is, like, a normal thing. She's like, you know what? I like you, but... I'm gonna be, like, the person to tell you that you should get over that person. One, because... She wants him, but also it's the sense of like I don't even know what it would be called, but like I don't know what the word would be to describe it, but there's like other shows or movies I've watched where it's like I don't even fucking know how to explain it, but she's considerate. Oh my god, she's being considerate of him, but like putting herself below because she cares for him more. You know what I mean? So a people pleaser or whatever the fuck, you know, like if I like someone and they're, like, if my friend, or not my friend, but if I really liked somebody and they were hung up on someone who didn't like them, right? Like, I feel like I would know I wouldn't be like, you should break up with them because of me. Like, obviously that's a fucking crazy thing to say. So it's like a way of being considerate and like caring for them, that you care for Xavier's well-being more than themselves, right? Putting Xavier first, because that's just how I guess MC is, or yeah. But yeah, that makes sense. I think that's there's a game that also I keep trying to think of something else, but I think there's a game or movie that I saw that does the same thing. But yeah, I think it's a common thing in like stories or whatever, to have the whole like, I like someone and I don't know who it is, but you should like not worry about them even though it's like them. Yeah, some anime shit. Avatar, maybe, I don't even know, but testing the waters in a way to see how he'd react to the ideas of other people. Yeah, kind of like that, but I think it's just MC being very considerate of him, and is like, she can put aside her feelings for the betterment of her, of him, because it's a whole like, if you really love me, you'll like let me go to be happier, which is sweet. She's like, she really loves him, so she's like, because she loves him so much, she wants him to be happy, and that's all that matters to her. And as long as he is happy, that makes her happy, whether that's with her or not. But that's obviously she doesn't know. Obviously, she doesn't know it's her.
But I don't like them.
It's no use then. I sheepishly avoided his gaze, looking elsewhere. I heard Jeremiah say your betrothed had been selected. Interesting. But Jeremiah also said, very heroic, yeah. Xavier closed the distance between us. He was a breath away.
Do you fancy Jeremiah?
Oh. Huh?
You always speak highly of him. If he's your suitor, I'll pay him a visit before I leave.
He's like, I'll beat the fuck out of him.
He and I should have a discussion.
I didn't seem like he wanted an afternoon tea, but a duel. I tried to hold Xavier back. Don't you dare. I asked him to inform me of the rumors.
You are concerned about him.
He's not a bad person. He's foolish and he always needs my help. Of course, I'd be concerned if...
you fancy fools who request your aid.
What makes you say that? Xavier narrowed his eyes and then sat down next to me on the bed. While I was perplexed, he took off his brooch.
Put this on for me.
You were wearing
I
it
believe
seconds
it was
ago.
crooked. I'm not capable of putting it on properly by myself.
That's my bestie.
I need your assistance.
I took the brooch and moved closer to... Brooch?
Is it on?
Brooch. Having spent lots of time with Xavier, this was the closest I'd ever gotten to him. Maybe the brooch's clasp was designed to be tight. I was nervous.
You can't put it on either.
You and I aren't the same. What if your betrothed dislikes your inability to wear your own brooch?
My betrothed could be as much a fool as I am. She'll be incapable of putting on a brooch for me.
I accidentally pricked my finger. Oh.
She could even prick her finger in the attempt.
Dude, MC, he's fucking spoon feeding it to you. He's literally doing the goddamn plane with the mushy peas and is like, come on. Come on. He's saying, open up. God. Xavier, his hand is in a white glove, gently held my finger.
Why are you and injuries always a pair?
You should ask yourself. The bleeding stopped. I quickly took back my hand and stood up, pretending nothing happened. The palace halls are too troublesome. I'm better off as a knight. In a few days, you'll officially be the crown prince and eventually king. I have to work hard if I join the Lightseekers next month. I'll be a true knight. I will protect you.
Is that so? Are you sending me a gift if I take the throne?
I thought about it. Can I also give you a little star?
A little star.
I poked the hilt of Xavier's sword. I think your tassel was ruined during our duel yesterday. I'll buy you a new one, fair?
I want it handmade.
Before I could respond, Xavier stood up and attached the sword to his waist.
I must take my leave.
Already?
I should already be at the palace, but someone overslept. There was a delay.
Your cape. So is the tassel... Because the tassel on his sword, for the picture of ANECDOTE 3, it looks different than this one. Because I swear the tassel on that one was like, it was the star, the same star, I think. But it also had something else attached to it? Or was that just a different sword? And then a different sword in that picture, and then it was just the star was the actual tassel part. Because it had two things on it, but I'm assuming that little extra part was just another part of the sword. Because it was like a square thing. Like it looked like a charm, like a square charm. But I might just be misremembering what it looked like. Your cape. Xavier stood at the door and looked back, his silhouette basking in the soft afternoon light. I met Xavier's gaze. It dawned on me that this person, the Prince of Philos and future Crown Prince, he would be the one I would swear to protect forever. I handed him the cape. When will you return? Should I even be asking? He put on the cape and smiled. He always did whenever he would leave.
I'll return when you wish to see me.
Okay, next. Wait, Jack, give me a second. I'm looking this shit up. Oh, yeah, look. Hold up. Give me a sec. Just use Lavender's thumbnail as well, I guess. Or yeah, there's like oh God, Facebook. Hello. It might just be, bro. I'm gonna crash out. It might just be the part of the sword, I guess. Because yeah, there's this one. So this is obviously the same one, but maybe it's like his academy. I don't know, but interesting. Either way, it don't really matter. Continue on. Maybe MC, yeah, I don't know. After Xavier left, I didn't see him again. The ceremony to bestow him the title of the Crown Prince wasn't held. Xavier never returned to the academy either. No one told me why, and my teacher refused to speak of him. 1 month after Xavier left me, I passed the exam to join the Order of Lightseekers. It was my first step into becoming the grandest knight. I can't read that fast. I was walking the path my teacher told me to follow. Time passed, and the king passed away. There was to be a mourning period of 200 years before his successor took the throne. Year after year, fewer people of Philos cared about whether someone would be king. And in those 200 years, no one, oh my God, spoke of the ceremony to bestow the title of Crown Prince. I didn't stray off the path I had chosen. Step by step, I became a commander of an elite squad. However, we had no king. The authority of the knights was weakened as different squads were scattered all over Philos, each kept to themselves and lost contact with another. During that time, I simply marched on and swung my sword. I didn't know where I was headed. I just kept thinking if Xavier ever returned one day, if he became the king of Philos. I want to be the only one by his side. This is such a Final Fantasy plot, bro. Years later. Like, actually, this is the prologue to Final Fantasy 17. In the depths of the forest, I was leading my squad in a fight against the Wanderers for several days. It's very FF15 coded, though. Everyone was exhausted from the endless sporadic battles. At night, I sat alone in the forest, clearing up, planning our next move.
Starfall Forest was always home to an unstable proto-field. Not a single person made it out alive these past few months. I doubt we can take down the beast.
You're ruining the mood. If the best knights in the Order of Lightseekers can't defeat it, no one can.
Xavier's Gladius ceremony took place here. Always brooding over that. Your persistence is... No. Could it be?
Nonsense. After we graduated, Jeremiah became a Lightseeker. He was one of the best knights. Best knights under my leadership. In these past 200 years, he was the only person I could talk to about Xavier. 200 years, bro. Holy shit.
With the death of His Majesty, your teacher went on an expedition into the Starry Sea. The Lightseekers are supposed to serve
So everybody
the Crown Prince.
like everyone just lives forever. Like all these people who are on Philos are just because Jeremiah and Xavier are the last people from Philos. So whatever is happening here. Oh wait, no. Wait. Something happens bad. Something bad happens, and then them two travel back in time. Right? Because it's just them. Or some shit.
But that vast Starry Sea. The Lightseekers are supposed to serve the Crown Prince. But that bastard Xavier. We're all scattered to the wind.
They have
Who
longevity,
knows
but
how many already abandoned knighthood? If things turned out differently, we wouldn't be in
because
this
some
mess.
shit happens where they all die or whatever. Stop whining. We should rest while we can. I think maybe. I thought they mentioned that in the main story. Under Deepspace, but Jeremiah patted my shoulder before going back to the others. The trees had grown for centuries. Their canopies blocked out even moonlight. As the fire went out, there was no light. Everyone soon drifted off to sleep. birds ceased their serenades for the time being. I didn't fall asleep. Not even a white figure appeared. Wait. Not when a white figure appeared in the depths of the forest. In spite of the darkness, it was cloaked in a soft light. Our gazes met before I walked away. Can't be. Oh. Xavier's the true True. Xavier! I chased after him. His movement wasn't too quick, but he wouldn't let me catch up to him. In the depths of my heart, I knew it might just be an illusion, but what if it actually was him? Wait. In a moment of exhaustion, I blinked and the figure disappeared. The forest also vanished. I was in the center of a galaxy, its expanse unending. It was an illusion. I could hear my heart pounding and started to fall in the waves of stardust. Damn it! Everything was turned upside down as if I became weightless. I fell at the speed of light, down, down, down to the nebula. What the fuck is happening? I was a stone descending into a lake, billions of stars vanishing, escaping my gaze. There was only darkness. Am I still in the forest? What the fuck? Embrace. Okay, what Final Fantasy 8 shit is this, dog? We're in the what's it called with Ultimecia? Embrace in darkness, time and space dissolved into nothingness, whether I open my eyes or not, and it mattered or not, the line between life and death blurred. Did I die? Death was so quiet, weightless. I'm a feather floating in the floating in the starry sea. I didn't need to be afraid of dying. Still, my only regret was I wasn't able to see Xavier one more time.
It's you, isn't it?
What? There he is.
Answer me. Where are you?
Some Kingdom Hearts shit, bro. You and I melt away. Water splashes. MC. As he comes down to catch her.
Hey!
Before I could sink into my dreams, a blinding white stung my eyes. Hey, a beam of light. It was like watching the universe be created. Light split the darkness and swirled. From light everlasting, the world unfolded. I opened my eyes, unsure if this was still an illusion.
Don't fall asleep. Please, wake up.
In a fathomlessly bright world, I saw Xavier's face again.
You can't fall asleep.
What?
Let's go home. Together.
Okay. Alright, interesting. What the fuck? It was like a dream. Xavier returned to me. He was also a Lightseeker. After rescuing me from the dark, swirling cosmic vortex, Xavier took me to his base camp. On the other side. What the fuck just happened? He was always nearby whenever I was in danger. Okay. Strictly speaking, Xavier's squad was not official. Each of the knights wore a different badge. They most likely belonged to various groups in order of the Lightseekers. Prior, I knew nothing of their experience or beliefs, which made them join.
To think you were actually here. We all
Sorry.
thought you went missing.
Jeremiah still spoke his mind, just like back in the academy.
I've been investigating the forest for the past few years. It's always infested with wanderers. There's something afoot.
Something afoot?
The Lightseekers hunted down wanderers in this area, only for the beasts to be
Is it
reborn.
just a wanderer ability?
What a waste of time. I figured we attack the problem at its source. We'll be done with it once and for all.
Okay, he explained his discoveries. I watched as Xavier walked to and fro. Before the big screen, he seemed like his same old self, but also not.
Still in a daze? Or are you going to rest like everyone else?
Xavier walked up to me. It was only then I noticed the other knights left. Oh, I'm still recovering from that illusion.
Truly?
Xavier handed me a jug of water.
They say you have someone on your mind if you stare at an object for a long time.
Those words were associated with memories from the distant past. I had to think about them before feeling a sense of familiarity with Xavier again. Leaning against the equipment, I took the jug and smiled. The years passed, I could have fallen in love with someone. Aren't you going to ask who it is?
It matters not. I'm happy for you.
And there, he does
Having
the same
someone in
thing
your
we
heart
did
gives you the hope to press on.
to him early before he left. I couldn't help but look at the hilt of his sword. The tassel was still there, but the star-shaped charm lost most of its original color. Only the string seemed to be new. You cherish that tassel.
I do.
Do you recall?
You haven't seen our modified spaceship.
Okay.
It's not far from here. Follow me.
Shayla, Shayla, Shayla. Staying at the camp, I noticed Xavier was always busy. He was either scouting the forest or secluded in his spaceship for a whole day. I had a lot of questions. Why wasn't there a ceremony when he returned to the palace? How did he join the Lightseekers? What was he doing all this time? Yet, he always took the conversation in another direction. Not only that, he avoided spending time with me. I was even more spacious. He must be keeping something from me. Bro, this is a 52-minute video. We're 36 minutes in. The video's an hour long. Yeah, dude, it just... Oh, God.
Are you sure?
Jesus Christ. I am. I'm counting on you to find the truth from Xavier. Don't
Understood.
overdo it.
At least I can help you after all these years.
Xavier just returned from the forest. I quickly lay down.
Hey, what's wrong? Having another fit again?
We caught Xavier's attention.
What happened to her?
I haven't the slightest idea. Her condition only worsened ever since she escaped the illusion. We weren't able to tell you until now.
Okay, as I expected, Xavier's expression became grave.
Does it involve her heart?
Uh-oh. Yes, it hurt so much, like I'm being stabbed. So, weird energy must have if we find the
I swear on my
cause.
honor that she was crying.
Before I could complain about Jeremiah's poor acting, Xavier turned on his headset and then picked me
Are you
up.
still in the spaceship? I need to borrow it. Put Operation Backtrack on hold for now. Yes, at this very moment.
No. The situation is getting out of control. I hurriedly stopped him. It's fine, Xavier. You don't need to use the spaceship. He was still spacious. I quickly stood on the ground and jumped up and down 2 times. Everything is working.
You lied to me?
Oh! I had no choice because you wouldn't tell me anything, even when I've been here for a while. He unexpectedly wasn't upset after he assured that I was fine. He ruffled my hair.
As long as you're healthy.
Bro, we just gave him PTSD. We just gave him space cancer flashbacks, bro. My God. Jesus Christ. Oh, dude. What the fuck, man? Life is fucking MC flash for his eyes. That's so fucked up.
As long as you're healthy.
But his reaction gave some clues. Why were you anxious? What did you discover? Does it affect someone's heart?
It's all speculation. Hence why I didn't tell you.
You lied to me? Don't make me cry. He seemed to trust me. He turned to look in the direction of where I saw the white figure.
It's not just a person's heart. This concerns the entire planet. We found out the secret Philos has been hiding.
Okay. Either it's the truth of Xavier's guess in the center of Starful Forest, which had an unstable protofield, was the heart of Philos, but it was hollow. Philos was made by mortal hands. It shouldn't have existed, and the core's energy had long been exhausted. The only way to keep the planet from dying was to fill its heart with energy. Some Mako. Philos was a planet where almost everyone lived eternal, thus humans were the most abundant resource that yielded much energy. Almost everyone who set foot here became the planet's food. Yo. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, bro. Wanderers were a side effect born from the abnormal phenomenon. Xavier was aware of this during his Gladius ceremony. That's cool. That's really sick. His Mako. The Gladius ceremony 200 years ago. The prince returned from the forest. The light blade belonged to him as well as the Wanderer's protocore.
Well done.
His Highness presented the protocore to his father. Oh, is that why he
Shouldn't the
died
protocol
soon
warrant
after?
a formal inspection?
The light blade deemed you worthy.
Is there
Yeah,
no
killed.
need for formalities? Or are you unwilling? A heart was once in this protocore. Am I mistaken?
I knew you'd catch on. However, it is a necessary duty of the Crown Prince. It is also the King's responsibility.
The prince placed the red protocore in his father's hand. He made sure his father tightly
In
held
another
onto it.
eon, this heart beat only for you. I will return it. No matter her likeness, this heart belongs to you and you alone.
The prince then bowed and left.
Xavier! Listen to me. A king cannot act on his emotions, or only protect the people he holds dear. Your duty is to protect Philos.
Philos. I'm
You
saying
must
Philos.
only do what is necessary.
Okay. The Wanderer you killed wasn't a Wanderer? I finally understood why Xavier and His Majesty fought.
Civilians and knights
Okay.
are not the only ones swallowed by this gaping maw.
Oh,
In exchange
I
for
got a gaping maw to swallow something. Come here, Xavier.
Knights were not the only ones swallowed by this gaping maw. In exchange for the planet's longevity, the royal family occasionally sent in humans.
That's crazy.
Wanderers would be born as a result.
That's
A knight's
crazy.
glory, honor. There is nothing. And even if there were, they are long dead and gone. The Order of Lightseekers
Wait,
has
dude,
always kept the truth.
Wanderers are like weapons. I keep making FF comparisons. I know you're probably all sick of it by now. Or you've been sick of it, you know, months ago. But, bro, are they the weapons? They're like the diamond weapon. They're like emerald and ruby and shit, bro.
For the royal family's sake, no one was to be told of people becoming food.
It's some Mako shit, man.
Upon my return to the palace, I learned they stopped sending people to Philos' heart.
Okay. Is that not a good thing? No one has to die.
They found the perfect sacrifice. She can die and be reborn without end.
Oh, it's us.
In their eyes, she was the planet's very life force. For only she had achieved true immortality. The royal family believed if they sent her into the planet's heart when the time was right, their problems would be solved.
That was us.
No one asked how she felt, or whether she was
So they
willing to
just
sacrifice
blipped her ass
herself.
there, bro. A little Thanos snap
They
action.
also care little about her being left in a hole to die and be reborn again and again. Her duty was to save Philos because her existence works in such a manner. It was the justification for not holding a ceremony. How could I wear the crown when it means coating my hands in her blood?
Oh shit. That's some crazy lore. I was just talking about that earlier. I was like, I wonder if they explained the dying come back thing, which not fully explained, but that's more context around it. After that, Xavier and I never talked about it again. The refurbishing of the expedition spaceship was nearing completion. The backtracking operation that Xavier had mentioned was also about to officially begin. Jeremiah was intrigued to be this bold plan and had joined Xavier's side, and none of them would divulge any specific details of the plan. Silvercord.
Silvercord is the closest town to our camp's location. They have a festival every 6 months.
Okay.
We'll be able to buy supplies for the trip.
Perhaps it was because of the forest supportive field that every family who lived in Silvercord grew strange, beautiful plants. All sorts of goods were on the market. They spilled out from the shops to the streets outside. I figured you'd leave His Majesty behind along with other nobles, but you're leaving
Our trip
Philos.
is an experiment through time and space. Nothing is being left behind. If we are to save Philos, we cannot do
He
it
says
in this era.
Philos. Why is Philos? Time travel is dangerous. Where will you go?
We selected a specific coordinate in the space-time continuum. The short test trips yielded fruitful results. Our success rate is high.
Okay. I'm fruitful. I love bananas.
It's Zay. Do you have any candy today, Zay?
What? Zay?
None, I'm afraid.
You said you'd bring some last time. You don't tell lies.
Yeah, he doesn't tell lies. He just doesn't say
Won't
shit.
you take this instead?
He doesn't say lies because he doesn't say anything, actually. That's why.
It's but a toy to them.
Okay.
They would rather take candy over a bauble.
We sat down by the fountain. The bard sang of an ancient Philosian legend of the royal family to the tune of the melodious instruments. The wanderers continue to appear for 200 years.
I'm not the only...
The wanderers continue to appear for 200 years from no king or order of Lightseekers. What can Philos do?
I'm not the only person who could sit on the throne.
He just avoids saying the truth. Yeah. It's like the deflection thing. Yeah, it's like an Expedition 33 the other day, where Verso was like, "It's not lying if I don't say it." It's like you motherfucker, come on. I wasn't lying. I just didn't say it.
I'm not the only person who could sit on the throne.
Do you still remember our conversation at the academy? You said you wouldn't let me be another's knight or let me stand by someone else's side.
Are people not childish at times?
Oh, we know, Xavier. What about her? Have you given up? Xavier wasn't carrying a sword today, but he knew. I was referring to the girl who gave him the tassel. A rare insistent of nostalgia appeared on his face.
I cannot. She's my purpose.
Excuse me.
My guiding starlight.
We been knew. Yeah, Xavier, we know, dog. You don't gotta tell us shit, man. From those mere words, I understood everything. The person who can die and be reborn, it's her, is it not?
Yes.
And finally, you will tell us. His deeds were all for her. He was looking for her, always thinking about her, even if she had forgotten him. Yet she influenced his life in every choice he made. Giving up someone you love for the planet or saving the planet for the one you love, which was more noble, more heartbreaking? Dude, okay, fucking Cloud Strife. Dude, is that just not Cloud and Aerith? Is that just not Cloud? Is that just not the plot of Final Fantasy fucking 7, bro? That's what the... That's just exact. They just wrote down the plot of FF7, dog. That's crazy. Wow. Cool. Like, that is word to word. I knew what I had to do. Living feels to save someone you love, I do the same. There are people important to me here. My comrades and the Lightseekers, former classmates, friends, our teacher, and under Xavier's gaze, you remained a word stuck in my throat. I looked away. The children. They also have some people important to them. I can't leave Philos. I will stay behind and protect everything here. The bard's song about Philos was at its end. In these final days, the universe nearing its demise, the noblest king shall be born in the darkness. As the true savior of Philos, he shall lead us unto the light until true immortality. I couldn't tell what Xavier was thinking. He simply turned to the bard.
The king in the legend, who leads Philos into an age of light and immortality. The wearer of the crown will instead be queen. Facing every challenge, she never gives up, even in the darkest of hours. Having a leader doesn't matter. She is still the bravest knight in all of Philos. Under her, the scattered Lightseekers will band together and find true glory.
The bard understood his words, leaving to sing a new melody. Through song, the bard would spread the legend far and wide. The legend of Philos' queen would sweep across the planet like the spring breeze, sowing seeds. I can't read that fast, dog. Sowing seeds from the mountains to the churning rivers. Just as the arrival of spring after snow melts, everyone would celebrate the joyous occasion. After 200 years of silence, the planet would finally greet the light of a new hope. Okay, Star Wars.
The spaceship will depart tomorrow.
I thought about it and took off the star-shaped badge representing my knighthood and gave it to Xavier. While I can't accompany you myself, my heart will. Oh, is that the badge?
The little
the star-shaped badge?
Star your majesty promised me.
Is that what the white one is? No, the tassel's important to you. Pretend I didn't say anything back then.
Your majesty doesn't need
Oh,
to
so it's both.
that. Allow me to divulge.
We're getting crossfaded on that lore shit right now.
Only one person has given me a little star.
Unsure of what he meant, I touched my ears, which had turned red. Have I ever thought of doing a Xavier cosplay? I probably, maybe, yeah. I have blue eyes, so I don't need contacts. I would wear this fit in a heartbeat, dog. I'd cosplay any of the LIs, honestly. Probably not Zane or Silas, because I know I would look nothing like them. But I think I could pull off Caleb, Xavier, or Raphael. Probably Caleb the most, I think, because my face shape is similar. Even though I look nothing like any of them in the first place. But Silas and Zane are just out of the question because I'm not even nothing close. But the other three, yeah. I'd do any of the other three if I just had a wig I could wear and then an outfit I could buy relatively easily. But yeah, Xavier's cool. This myth is awesome. I'm loving this.
Only one person has given me a little star.
I'm not sure if that's another one you see. Yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming so, but I could be wrong, of course. I'll return to the capital.
Lightseeker recruitment will start again. Your Majesty should visit the current candidates.
Okay. What about you? When will you return? The setting sun dyed Xavier's face gold.
The day that song becomes a reality. When we meet again, I shall be your Majesty's knight.
Dude, I wish this myth was like main story. I wish like I don't know how the Love and Deep Space story will end, but like I wish like we saw like a resolution, like a cutscene of him coming back and being like, I did it. Like he's all beaten and battered. He's like thousands of years old. He's like almost on his deathbed because he's been trying for thousands of years to save everybody. And he comes back right at the end and dies in her arms. And he dies right in MC's arms as he saves everybody. And then he gets to see her one last time and he completes the mission. That would be cinema. That would be cinema. Oh my God. That would be sad, but that would be cinema. Because that would go back to what they just said at, like right here, wherever it was. like dying to save the planet, whatever. Oh, that would be great. That'd be awesome. Obviously, I don't want the characters to die, but like that would make sense with the whole rebirth of her, and then it'd kind of come back. Maybe a card in the future. Maybe I doubt it, but that would be awesome. That'd be so good.
Your points. And think Your Majesty's Knight.
That would be actually lit. Wouldn't he succeed? Well, the timeline would change, but he would die, so we couldn't go. So we couldn't. Maybe I don't really know. I'm just saying it would. I think it'd be cool for story reasons, but but you know, like he saves or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like my like in a romantic like epic romantic ending. Just some cloud and air shit. It's hard to know how to feel. He leaves at Queen MC, but he meets MC in the meantime. Yeah. At the coronation, the queen and her grandest knight should receive the people's blessing. Yeah, my knight is before my eyes, refusing to stand next to me. Many things have changed since we left Silvercore. It's hard to remember the details. From knight to princess, my arduous journey brought me here. Xavier and his backtrackers have long since left the Lightseekers. They are regarded as traitors. Once our path diverge, it will be difficult to see each other. You of all people must know the price Philos will have to pay should you fail. The goal of the backtracker isn't what you told me those years ago, is it? Xavier lowers his head and clenches the hilt of his sword. Only then do I notice the charm of the tassel had been replaced with the badge I gave him. I don't know what made him replace it, but there's no point in asking.
Our teacher once said, wherever a ruler points, a knight's sword must follow. I remember.
He gives me a look I can't tear my eyes away from, yet the depths of his gaze are unfathomable.
Though your majesty may think otherwise, I haven't changed.
He takes my hand and kisses the back of it.
May Philos prosper under eternity's divine gaze.
Chat, this might be my favorite myth I've done so far. When Xavier leaves, much time passes before I come to my senses and walk to the balcony. I see the cheering crowd, but I'm unable to find him. I've only done 3, but maybe he's already gone far, far away. I recall the night he brought me out to the forest. His light blade tore through the darkness, illuminating my world like a shooting star. A reality amidst illusions, my star. Woken from a daze, a similar person. Okay, here we go. I forgot we still have this. And if they're okay. This myth is actually awesome. This is phenomenal. I've done both of Caleb's myths.
How are you feeling?
That's it. I haven't even done Raph's. I've just watched the Kindles. But I haven't done the full story. So I've only done Caleb's and this one now. Damn, I gotta get on that shit, man. But this is easily my favorite out of the 3 so far.
You're not dreaming. It's me. I came back.
I think it's just like the story is...
Our teacher always said an honorable knight shouldn't fall victim to an ambush. And an honorable knight should never disappear without a word either. Yes, it's my fault. You may hit me a few times if it would help you to feel better. Can you stand? Steady. I can carry you if you can't walk. And even if you could, I wouldn't mind carrying you.
He rescues me from the darkness with every step he takes, accompanied by the gentle chirps of the insects. Oh my god, look at this. Look at the animation in the shading, bro. What the fuck? I'm gonna come. Too bad there are no fireflies.
Fireflies, just for you.
I mean, the specks of light, they aren't fireflies. You can't lie to me. question marking me? You're question marking me, chat. After everything we've watched in this game and all the things you said in chat, that's what makes you question mark me? Are you serious? Are you kidding me? That is the least crazy thing I've said in the past week playing this game.
It's nothing. I happened to catch a shooting star.
That's what gets a question mark out of you?
Yes, of course I do. Our little planet.
It was so random. I think it was quite frankly perfectly timed. The game is absolutely beautiful looking. Is it not bust-worthy? It is phenomenal. Do you still remember Uludu?
Yes, of course I do. Our little planet.
Do you think Uludu will turn into a shooting star?
Unlikely. It's only 200 years old. It's a very young planet. However, Uluru's flowers should be blooming.
Okay. Dude, this is a sick kindled. They become another Feedlos. I'm tired, Xavier. What if I can't brandish my sword one day? What then?
You rest. I'll be by your side, always.
Oh.
If you have nowhere to go, nowhere to rest your weary self, you can stay with me.
This shit's like a movie, dog. And it's also longer, yeah. He always has. He always lied again and again and again and again. He said hope would fall when spring arrived. He said he'd take me to the new planet he discovered. He said he didn't want to be king, but also refused to let me stand by another side. He said he'd return when I miss him. He said when I become the Queen of Felos, he'd be my knight. The song that he made up is now reality. As thousands cheer my name, he abandons me. Ooh. Dazzling fireworks fill the sky, leave the balcony, retreat to the darkness. At the moment, the spaceship soars across the sky like a shooting star disappearing into the night. My footsteps echo in this empty room. No one will be by my side. My star has left me. Oh, and this time he will not return home. Fuck. No! That was a great ending! What? It just ends? Wait, that was... Oh. Wait. That was awesome. I love a tragic ending so much. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That is crazy, bro. That's like what I said like 10 minutes ago. I was like, he returns back and he dies in our arms. You know, this isn't the same thing, but this is still the same vein of tragedy. Probably that what I said would probably be sweeter because they get to see each other, but this was even worse. This was worse. This was even more sad and messed up. But that's crazy. Wow, that was awesome. Not awesome that he left like that. That's really mean. But oh my god, the pop on the mic. Dude, that's great. I love games when games have stakes and games have like meaningful things that happen, and a lot of games and shows don't have characters dying or doing stuff that makes it feel like there's stakes. And I don't mean that just killing a character or character dying means that it's good, right? Plenty of games also kill characters that don't need to die or disappear or something, right? But like when a game or just any piece of media like has like an ending like that where they like it disappears or a character dies to save someone or blah 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 blah, where it like feels meaningful, I feel like that is infinitely always going to be more interesting and better writing wise to me than like a happy ending. I don't know, happy endings are cool if I'm watching a kids movie, and I don't need every game and movie to be sad and end like this. I don't want that to happen for sure. I want to have a nice split, but sometimes it hits when it's a sad but also like like, oh, like he, like this needed to happen. Like, I'm really bittersweet. Yeah, bittersweet. Thank you. Most obvious word. Like, there's nothing better than a bittersweet like ending or thing in a game where you're like, this needed to happen and it's really sad, but like it was necessary to the story or the plot for whatever. Like that is always, in my opinion, always more interesting, and that always is just something that will get more of a reaction out of me than, okay, we all win or they save you, etc., the day. Because like that's usually what happens in games, or that's what I always default to when I'm reading a story or a movie. I'm always assuming it will end with no stakes. And once again, that doesn't mean that they just kill characters off willy-nilly, because some games do that. But when you build a story, and you build a story around like losing someone, or you build a story about characters dealing with loss or dealing with like or grief or whatever, and then it takes place, and then it stays that way, right? So like for this example, like he leaves, even though it's like it's a myth. That's so much more like interesting, and shows that they got like gall, like they got confidence that you can make a story, because having an happy ending is like easy, right? And it's still, once again, I love, yes, happy endings are awesome, and I don't want everything to end like this, because that would suck, right? But I think because so many games do have happy endings nowadays, and this game has so much sweet stuff, I think this is a nice offset to everything else I've seen so far, which I haven't even seen half of the game's content, even though I've seen a lot, but I still haven't even seen a quarter of it. It's like, this hits even more, because it's more of a risk than being like, okay, he stayed by your side, you know? And that's still cute, and it's still a romance game, and there still needs to be moments, but I don't know. It's a tangent. I don't know. Like, that's... I think about that a lot with a lot of media, like games and movies, like stakes, you know, like things happening and feeling like they were worth it, or feeling like there was a reason for that to happen, rather than it just happening for the sake of the story. A lot of things don't get that right nowadays, I feel, especially with anime. Anime always messes that up, but TLDR, that was great. Makes the characters more complex as well. Yeah, dude, that's yeah. And if I love a character and a character dies, or like something happens, not talking about like Love and Deep Space, but like in One Piece, there's a character I really loved and he like dies, right? And I was really sad about it. But if he didn't die, or like what happened with him happened differently, or he came back or something, blah blah blah, like I feel like I wouldn't like as much. Like the actions he did that that made everything happen afterwards because of his death is like, oh, that makes him an even better character. That's awesome. That's a little off topic, but I don't know. Once again, that was great. That was so good, man. That was good. I'll do the push-ups right now. It was needed. Yeah. But all right, thank you, chat. I'm gonna say bye to the YouTube video. Yo, YouTube, thanks for watching. We got more. Dude, God, that was the best one. That was my favorite myth so far. I've only seen 3. That was number 3. But that was the best full story myth that I've seen. That was awesome. Let me know how you felt about it. That was just basically a Final Fantasy sub-story. So I think that's why I liked it so much. But Xavier, man, hey, maybe I don't like his like tropes of, you know, maybe not being communicative, but from like a story standpoint, that hit the spots. That hit the spots in all the right places. Okay? My God.